Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be making these guys. I don't know what it is, I just made it up in my head. So I'm just going to call it a Snowflake Dreamcatcher. I've given myself little hangers. I did a couple of different ones. There's a hanger there for, you know, just like on the wall. And then this one here, because I have a big long front window, so for Christmas I'm just going to hang them at different heights on the window, so for snowflakes. So we're going to make this one today. You are going to need one of these, or a ring anyway, that's at least 6 inches in diameter. These are ring toss rings, so you get all different kinds of sizes, and you get like 20 of them in a pack for like $7. They're pretty cheap. That's Canadian dollars. I got them on Amazon. So I am going to use a yellow one because you can actually see. I just double crocheted around it, but you can actually see the color, which I think is super adorable that you can see the color through it. But first we'll make the snowflake. So first we'll do this part, which is just sewn on to this. So we'll do the snowflake first, because you may not want to do the rest of it. You may just want the snowflake. So we'll do that. This, I don't know if you can see, but it's sparkly yarn. It is from the Red Heart Super Saver With Love Metallic Collection. And you can buy it online at Walmart. You can buy it in stores if you're lucky. And I think Amazon has it too. So I'm going to use a 4mm or a G. So you're going to learn how to do a pop stitch today. This is a pattern stitch here, right there. That's called a pop stitch. So we'll be learning how to do that today if you don't already know. So we'll start with a magic ring. So inside this magic ring, I'm going to do 2 double crochets and a chain 2. And that's going to be a repeat. Then I'm going to do 6 times. So 2 double crochets. That's 1 and 2. And a chain 2. That's 1 time. 2 double crochets. And chain 2, that's twice. Three. Four. 5. 6. So you want your chain 2. You want to pull your middle closed, and then you're going to slip stitch to the top of that first chain. So you should have 6 big spaces. You're going to chain 3, and you're going to put a double crochet into that same space. This time it isn't for cutting down on a seam. Anyway, so in each of these big spaces that you just did, you're going to put a pop stitch. So a pop stitch is 5 double crochets in the same space. So that's 5 double crochets all in that space. Pull up on your loop. Now you're going to go into, so count backwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go into the first stitch you made in that sequence. Grab your loop. You're going to yarn over and you're going to come through the loop and come through just like that. So I'd like to just stick my finger in there. You're going to chain 2. That's a pop stitch. That's how we do a pop stitch. So after you chain 2, this next stitch before, you actually have 2, but this one kind of sits on top of this one, so we're going to ignore it. We're going to go into this next stitch and we're going to chain 1. Now all this is going to happen at the back of the pop stitch. And then your next big space is going to get a pop stitch. So 5 double crochets. That's my 5. You're going to pull up on the loop. You're going to go back to the first one you made. You're going to grab your loop. You're going to yarn over. Now stick your finger in there and pull through. You're stitched like that. Chain 2. Now you can take your finger out. There's your second one done. So now you're going to come over here and you're going to go into that stitch before the next big space. And you're going to chain, or you're going to do 1 single crochet. Next big space, pop stitch. Pull your loop up, go into your 5th stitch, chain 2, and put a single crochet in that space. And again, oops. Pull up on your loop. That's tool. So you have nowhere left to go. So after I've chained 2, I'm just going to come down to the bottom of this pop stitch, right at the back. Doesn't matter where, it can be anywhere. And I'm going to do my slip stitch. I want it to be under there so it's not noticeable. Chain 3. I'm going to put a double crochet into that space. I'm going to chain 3 again. So we're going to move and work into the space in between. So let me show you. There's all kinds of spaces. So there's a space there, there's a space there, but I'm talking about this space right there. We're going to come all the way down and we're going to work into that space right there. So chain 3 so we can get around this first pop stitch. So you're going to come around and in this space you're going to put 2 double crochets. We're building corners. Chain 2, 2 double crochets. So if you've ever done a granny square, it's exactly the same thing. We're just making corners. So 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets, all in that space in between the pop stitch. Chain 3, because we're going to get around this other pop stitch and go into this space right there. Not this space, that space right there. And do the same thing. So 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. So don't be afraid to pull tight. I'm just going to pop that pop stitch. Sometimes gets knocked down like that. We're just going to pop it back up. No pun was intended there. Chain 3. And we do the next thing. Find your middle. 2 double crochets. Chain 2. 2 double crochets. Oh, I got snagged on something. I got snagged on my pop stitch. I'm pulling a little too tight, I think. Chain 3. Let's move to the next one. So again, that was chain 2, or 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Chain 3. We've got one more to do before we get back around to where we started. So 2 double crochets. Chain 2. 2 double crochets. And I'm going to pop my stitch back up. Chain 3. Now in this space where we have these 2 stitches, Not in that space. We're going to have to go into this space because that's where we started. But it won't be noticeable. So 2 double crochets. This is to end it. 2 double crochets and a chain 2, and then slip stitch into there, and that'll give you the same appearance of a corner like the rest. Just like that. So that's the pop stitch. So chain 3. So this first, to start off, we're going to skip this space. So this chain 3 is going to be used to skip that. I'm going to go, there's 2 stitches there. I'm going to go into that stitch, and I'm going to single crochet. I'm going to go into the next stitch, and I'm going to single crochet. And now I'm at this big space, this corner that we built, and I'm going to put a pop stitch in there. So 5 double crochets. Pull up your loop. So 5 back. Grab your loop. Stick your finger in there, yarn over and pull through, and chain 2. So we got to kind of scooch our pop stitch over. This time we're going to use this stitch, and we're going to go single crochet, single crochet, chain 3, and now we're going to skip 3, and we're going to go single crochet, single crochet, and now we're at this big space, and we're going to do a pop stitch. I love this yarn, but I keep getting stuck on the metallics of it. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looked like it only had 4 stitches. Stick your finger in there, pull through, chain 2. You don't have to stick your finger in there. I just find it easier to keep the shape and pull through at the back. So you got to scooch it over a bit. It's got 2 stitches right there you got to get into. So single crochet, single crochet. Sorry, my camera keeps shutting off. Chain 3. Skip 3, that's these 3 chains here, and then you've got 2 stitches over here, so I want you to single crochet, and then single crochet, and then we'll do another corner pop stitch. So it's 5 doubles. Pull up on my loop and go into my last stitch, grab my loop, yarn over, and pull through and chain 2. Hopefully I'm staying on camera for this. Scooch your pop stitch over. You got 2 stitches. You're gonna single crochet, single crochet. You're going to skip those 3, so you have to chain 3. skip over those, and these 2 stitches, get single crochet, a single crochet, and now we're at another corner, so pop stitch. So pull up on your loop, chain 2. So we're almost finished. We're almost back round. So I'm going to scooch him over and put my 2 single crochets. So I gotta skip 3 of those 3 chains, so I'm gonna chain 3. I'm gonna skip past those. We're gonna use those in the next round. I'm gonna single crochet into each of these 2 stitches. And now we're at another corner and another pop stitch. Pull up on your loop. Chain 2. Once you get onto these pop stitches, they're pretty super duper cool. Two single crochets, 1 in each of those holes. We're going to skip past these 3 chains, so you're going to chain 3, skip over here and put 2 single crochets in these 2 stitches. So we got this left. We are at another corner, so we're going to put another pop stitch. We're on our last corner. Pull up a stitch, grab your loop, chain 2. Something's seriously going on with my white. There we go. Chain 2. We are not slip stitching. We're not doing anything at this point. We're going to use this chain 3 space, actually chain 3 here, just to give us room to get over there. So we're going to be using this chain 3 space. And you're going to put another corner in there, so chain 3 here, put 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, all in the same space. Chain 3. Go to your next chain 3 space that we skipped. Chain 3, skip 3 space, and put another corner. So 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, chain 3, and I have a knot. Next chain 3 space, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, chain 3, so far that's what it should look like. Next chain 3, skip 3 space, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Don't worry about pulling tight in this section, because our next round we're going to be using all these spaces, so it's not like they're going to be big gaping spaces. We're going to fill them. Chain 3. Our next chain 2, skip 2 space, or chain 3, skip 3 space, 2 double crochets, chain 2, I know this can be complicated. I just finished perfecting the design of this snowflake, and I thought I better build it before I forget what my instructions. It's hard to write the instructions down without confusing yourself. So one more chain 2, skip, or chain 3, skip 3 space. I can't even remember what I did over here. 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Initially I had done a snowflake. I'll show you. I had done this snowflake actually. This is not my design. This is somebody else's design. And I had done that, and I absolutely loved it. I love this pop stitch. I like the whole look of it. However, something was off-putting to me. So even though it was beautiful and great, I decided to kind of take the same idea and make it mine. And I made it completely different. I made it absolutely completely different. But I ended up liking mine better. And of course I can't do a video on somebody else's snowflake, so that's why I'm doing one on this. But if you like this, I will try to find, I'm not sure who it is that I got this off of, but I will try to find the channel that I got this snowflake off of, and I will put it in the description below. And you can go to them and make their snowflake. But it wouldn't be fair for me to do that, to make this snowflake. And besides, I actually like my snowflake better. So just because the pop stitches are completely in different places, the whole middle is different, and I completely did my outside different. So but if you like this one, I can put, if I can remember who I got it off of. But it is a very confusing pattern, so I'm trying to explain it the best that I can. So where was I? Slips. Sorry, my camera battery died. Okay, so when you get back around, since this is kind of where we started, just slip stitch somewhere at the top of that pop chain, or the pop stitch. It doesn't have to be precise. So this is what it should look like right now. We're going to chain 3. So in every single big space, so that big space, this big space, that big space, that big space, every single one of them we're going to be putting something in. So these bigger spaces, so these corner spaces aren't as big as these spaces, so we're going to be putting way more into here than we are to here. We're going to, this first one, we're going to put, oops, we're going to put a single crochet in behind this pop stitch into this one, and a half double. We're going to chain 2 and we're going to do what's called a picot. So I'm going to come down and I'm going to pick up these 2 pieces of yarn on the diagonal. I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to come back through and I'm going to slip stitch. So it's going to give me a point. This is going to be, this should be a big space, but it's not. It's going to be a small space. So kind of move him over a bit. You can do a single crochet and a half double. So we're just putting the same thing in that we just did. We're just putting 2 of them in there. Chain 2 and picot. So grab those 2 pieces of yarn, pull through and slip stitch. Hopefully I can zoom in enough for you to get that. So chain 2, we're going to completely bypass these 2 stitches. So chain 2, that'll get you around that. In this next big space, this is where we're going to do the exact same thing I just did over here, but this is just the beginning. The beginning's always screwed up. So this has nothing to do with your repeat. So starting here, we're going to do a single crochet. We're going to do a half double crochet. We're going to chain 2. We're going to picot. So pick up these 2 pieces of yarn, slip stitch, and repeat that. Single crochet, half double crochet, chain 2, picot, chain 2. Now for this big space, we're going to single crochet, we're going to half double crochet. This is going to get squishy. We're going to chain 2 and picot. We're going to single crochet. We're going to half double crochet. We're going to chain 2 and we're going to picot. And we're going to move that over because we've got lots more to put in here. So now we're going to double crochet, same space. We're going to triple crochet. We're going to chain 2. And we're going to picot, so we're going to do the same thing. And we're going to double crochet. Move this over. We're going to half double crochet. We're going to single crochet, chain 2. Picot. This is how you're going to get all these little points. Half double and single. Chain 2, picot, and that's it for that. So that's what we just did. We're going to chain 2, so we're going to go right into our next space. This is the small space, so this is the one, sorry, I keep yarning over. We're going to do a single crochet, half double crochet, chain 2, picot, single crochet, half double crochet, chain 2. Oh, I'm stuck on this glittery stuff. picot, chain 2, great big space, I don't know what that is. Oh, I don't know if it's glittery stuff or hair. So we're back to this great big space. We're going to single crochet. We're going to half double crochet, chain 2, picot. You're going to certainly know how to do that when the snowflake is done. Can't get into it. Picot. Without getting snagged would be the best way to do it. Pull that down. Single crochet, half double crochet, picot again, chain 2, picot, without getting snagged. No, it didn't work. So now that we've done that twice, we're going to go double, triple, chain 2, picot, double, so now we work backwards than what we did just on the other side. Now we're going to go half double, single, chain 2, picot, half double, single, chain 2, picot, chain 2 to our smaller space, yarn over again. I'm getting all this hair from somewhere. My dog is not black, neither is my hair. Single crochet, half double crochet, chain 2, picot, and repeat. Single, half double, chain 2, picot, boy, almost lost a piece, chain 2, go into this next big space with a single crochet, half double crochet, chain 2, picot, oh, I almost lost it, and again, single crochet, half double crochet, chain 2, picot, I feel like I'm stuck on something. I was. Look at that. Good God. Alright, push all that down. So I'm going to double crochet, triple crochet, chain 2, picot, double crochet. So So we're going to half double crochet. We're going to single crochet, chain 2, picot, sorry, I'm probably leaving the camera trying to pull it down, half double, crochet, oh, I'm stuck on something again, half double crochet, and then a single crochet, chain 2, picot, so we're almost done, chain 2, so our smaller space, I keep yarning over when I don't need to, single crochet, half double crochet, chain 2, picot, half double crochet, no, sorry, I lied, single crochet, I keep doing that, I don't know why, single crochet, half double crochet, chain 2, picot, chain 2, the big space, single crochet, half double, chain 2, picot, single crochet, half double. Half double is not my favorite stitch. I am constantly getting snagged on the half double. So this is the big space, so we gotta put everything in here. So now we do our double crochet, our triple, chain 2, picot, double crochet, half double, single, chain 2, picot. Oh, I'm stuck on something again. Half double, half double again. Sorry, not again. For me again. Chain 2, picot. I can't seem to get it together. Chain 2. We're almost done. That's where we started. I don't know why I'm getting snagged on everything. I certainly am struggling with this since my own design. So we're into the smaller space. I almost yarned over again. So one single crochet, a half double crochet, chain 2, picot, single crochet, almost yarned over again, half double crochet, chain 2, picot, chain 2, and the big space. We got to jam everything in. Single crochet, half double crochet, chain 2, picot, and again, single crochet, half double crochet, chain 2, I'm going to lose my voice, picot, I'm going to push that down, we're going to put a double crochet, we're going to put a triple crochet, you're going to chain 2 and picot, and a double crochet, scooch, you're going to half double crochet and single crochet, chain 2, picot, that's a really small picot, half double, and another single, chain 2, picot, oh yeah, one more smaller space, chain 2, and then the small space, so this is it. So you're gonna single crochet, oh it's cat hair, I get cat hair in my snowflake. You're gonna half double crochet, chain 2, and picot, and a single crochet and a half double, single crochet, and a half double, chain 2, picot. Oh, points on everything. So we are back around. You can slip stitch anywhere, it doesn't really matter. I think I'm just going to slip stitch down here, really. It doesn't matter where you slip stitch, you can slip stitch anywhere you want. And fasten off. If you are going to sew this, if you're going to do this with me, then you need to fasten off with a long tail. If you're not, then you can do whatever you want. That's your snowflake. I am making the Dreamcatcher. So I'm going to fasten off with a long tail. I don't know how long. I've made 2 of these now, and both times I had too much, but it's always better to have too much than not enough. So I'm just going to find a stitch to pull that through. So I'm just going to pull it right through here. You can get rid of this. It can get tucked in. So if you came here just for the snowflake, goodbye, see you later. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you're sticking around for the Dreamcatcher part, hey, how's it going? So we can set the snowflake aside. I may have to get some more yarn. I think I'm just going to start a whole new cake. So this is a 6" on my measuring tape. Ring toss ring. Well, almost 6 inches. So this should fit without stretching it. So we're going to put double crochets around this ring toss ring. So you just need to make a slip knot. and attach this. So I am just gonna attach it with a single crochet. Then I'm gonna start my doubles right away. So I'm just gonna, this doesn't have to be tight around here, it just has to be around. So this is very awkward. For the most part, I'm probably not going to do it with you on camera because it was very awkward to do it, period. So you're just going to put double crochet. So just yarn over, go underneath the ring, grab it from up here, pull it up, and then you can yarn over, pull through, and pull through. I need this height in order to put the scallops on after. So a single crochet just won't cut the mustard. So it has to be double. But once you start doing a few and you figure how you're going to hold your fingers, it goes pretty fast. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to crowd it a little bit. Not a whole bunch, but we are going to crowd it a little bit. Which means when we come back around and we think we're full, we're going to push it down a little bit more and we're going to add a few more in there. So this doesn't have to be tight. I can move mine back and forth still. I'm not making it tight, I'm just putting it on there. So we're going to crowd it so it's not like someone's going to come along and be able to move your yarn around and see the color underneath, or you know, whatever. Or we're crowding it, so it'll all work out just fine. So go ahead and keep doing your double crochet, and I will meet you back when you think you have enough. It's all up to you how much you put in. I have no numbers for you. So I will see you on the other side. So I have just a couple of more left. I just want to spread this open a little bit because we're going to crowd it, so you kind of get this wave. You can see it. So I love the fact that I can see the yellow through. I think that's really, really cool. So I'm just going to do a couple more, as awkward as it is on camera. Just going to do a couple more so I can show you how to, I mean, you're just slip stitching like you would normally do. So just go to the first, second, third stitch. It doesn't even matter where you go. And slip stitch. So you can fasten off with the tail to make a hanger later, or hope that you have some of this left to make a hanger later. I'm gonna make my hanger now. So I have a really long one on there, so I don't really need a super duper long one. I am gonna take this and this, and I'm going to just tie a knot. Now I'm not going to do a super tight because I don't want this to be all distorted. So the first knot's not going to be super tight, but the second knot's going to be super duper tight. So just to make a hanger, all I did was made a loop. And then I just tied a knot. So that is all I did to make my hanger, was made a loop, tied a knot. So you can probably just cut off this excess or do whatever you want to do with it. I did keep a couple little nubbies just so it doesn't undo. So that's my top, that's my back. I need to sew this on in the front. So I'm going to start with my thing at the top. So get all your little points. I'm going to pull that up to make that a point. All your little points where you want them. So all I did to start was to kind of wiggle up. So just pull that point up a little bit, but I mean really you're not gonna stay there. You're gonna kind of, all we're doing are these big points, only ones we're sewing on. So I just did that to tack it down. And then I'm gonna scooch all along here with my long piece, not trying to get it all tangled with my thing. So I'm gonna scooch until I come to my point and I need to sew. I know, seems like there'd be an easier way, and there probably is an easier way, but I didn't want to cut all these pieces of yarn to sew each point on. So once I'm to where I want to be, I'm just going to come through the back, obviously, into the point, and then back out the point. So I'm going out a different area of the point. I really, really want to keep that point on there. So I'm going to pull that up to where I want it, and I'm going to scooch. You know, doing it this way may seem like a idiotic thing to do, but it's just one piece of yarn. It's not multiple. I don't have to try to hide it anywhere. So make sure this is situated before you sew on. So just come through again into the point. You're not grabbing much yarn. Like, this is just being tacked on basically. But with this going all the way, around the circle, it's not gonna, nothing's gonna happen. It's not gonna come off. So find your next point and just keep doing that. You only have 6 of them, so it's not like it's a toy. It's gonna be hanging on a window. And you know what? I think it's pretty to hang all year round, not just at Christmas time. I was gonna add red and green to it, but I decided that it just kind of would take away from it if I did that, as it's just so pretty on its own that I didn't really want to mess with it. I love the sparkly yarn. Not a fan of getting stuck on the metallic pieces, but you know, it's not like it happens too seriously often. So far that's what we got. I got that point and that point to sew on. So I will speed this up. So I've got all kinds of leftovers. So here we have it. So I'm just going to weave a little bit. Then I'm going to make a knot. All kinds of leftover. There we go. Alright. So now that my thing is sewn on, I want to put my scallops on. So I'm just going to make another slip knot. I'm going to reattach. Generally where all my other crap is. So I've reattached with a single crochet, and I'm going to put a double crochet in there. So I've got my attachment, my double crochet in there. I am going to skip 2, and I'm going to put a single. So I'm just starting, but this is not my repeat. I'm just starting. My repeat is going to be the next stitch here. Put 3 double crochets. Skip 2 and 1 single crochet. Next stitch gets 3 double crochets. So that's your repeat. 3 double crochets, skip 2, 1 single. So there's 3 double crochets, skip 2, only because it's really squishy. It's the only reason I'm skipping 2, and do a single crochet. So that's what you're going to get. Next stitch, 3 double crochets, skip 2, single. So continue your repeat around, and I will see you on the other side. So I'm right at the end. I've just done my single crochet. I've got to do my 3 more, another scallop, 3 more doubles. So there's no more, I only have 1 stitch left, so I'm going to slip stitch right into this next stitch, and I'm going to fasten off. So I don't need any sort of a tail, just enough to weave with. I am going to pull this through this stitch before I weave. So when I pull down, it should kind of take away that little knot that you get. So I'm going to take my 2 ends. This is my hanger. So I'm going to take my 2 ends. I'm going to do a slight knot. The second one is going to be tight. And then I'm just going to cut it off as close as I can to the knot without it being an issue. And there we go. Your Snowflake Dreamcatcher. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'll see you in the next video.